G.C.E. A pipe dream. What do you mean here's $17.99? If you like this video, hit that subscribe button. If you're not subscribed, subscribe anyway. We'd love to grow this family a little bit. Let's crawl down this sewer hole, what G.C.E. really is. The actual G.C.E. is government-controlled environment. What it does, or what it means, is actually controls everything you do. Everything comes from the government, from your medical, your finances, your housing, your food, transportation, child welfare, which is basically operations, medical, you name it, and also monitors your churches and your synagogues and your First Amendment rights. The Democratic pipe dream basically is full control. How it comes down to it is when you take the mask of the G.C.E., you will find that public safety is involved, gun control is involved, environmental control is involved, all that. All designed by none other than the Democratic regime. Their attitude is basically that the Constitution is obsolete. They believe that they can govern you better than the Constitution. You don't need constitutional law. All laws come from them. All rights and freedoms, religions, all comes from them. They decide what it is. Like Heller and Bruin, the Democrats do not believe in the rule of law. They don't believe in the Constitution. They don't believe in anything. They don't believe in your right to defend yourselves. A lot to say there, right? All comes into government-controlled environment. When you look at the thing called public safety, it has a very, very poor record. But it wasn't meant to be that way. It was just a worry to make people feel good. So when we drop into this so-called thing called public safety, it all boils down to gun control. What is gun control? As I said before, discrimination, separation, isolation, incarceration or imprisonment, or death. That's gun control. Public safety is sort of a make-feel-good thing, like I said before, right? So when you have constitutional judges and law enforcement who believes in the right to rule of law, who believes in the right to keep criminals or bad people in jail where they belong, the far left, or these judges controlled by the political party on the left, overrides these judges, allows these criminals back on the street. Why do they do that? They use this as a term for public safety because they're saying that here's the factor here. We can protect you. We can provide for you. We can do all that you need. You don't need a gun to defend yourselves. You don't need a court to tell you what it is. If you don't like that, then you are a threat to us. So when we bounce this thing back and forth, we ask ourselves two major questions here. Right or left? Well, actually, there is no right or left, it's just up or down. In order to be able to have that freedom of right, you have to make a decision. Do you want to go with the far left and their lunatic nonsense, where you let criminals run around amongst us, deny us the right to defend ourselves? Or do we believe in the right to rule of law, the Constitution, and our judges, and our law enforcement system? The thing comes down to is the rule of law. Now, I'm no lawyer here. But you base everything based on common sense, and you look at two different ways here. Democrats do not believe in the rule of law. You see it every day. They lie. They get their people to go out and riot against law enforcement. They believe in sanctuary states, which is technically unconstitutional and illegal. And they believe in making criminals and illegals citizens. And open borders. Now, when we kind of view the whole thing, there's a reason for all this. The reason is to destroy the other administration. Now, the Republican Party and some of their rhinos have ventured to the Democrat side. These rhinos need the help of the Democratic Party on it so they can stay in office, right, and lie their teeth off. The Democratic Party has vast amounts of resources. They're very politically loud inside, outside the United States, and vast amounts of financial resources. Republicans don't have that kind of power. This is why they can't bring nobody to court. That's why they can't lock up anybody. Because they lack the power. Because they play by the rules, what the Constitution indicates. Democrats, on the other hand, do not play by the rules. So every time when somebody stands up against these rioters or demonizes the sanctuary states, the Democrats scream bloody murder. Well, what about you? What about your children? What about the children trafficking? Drugs? When Republicans, I would say their administration, the FBI, CIA, and DOJ and so forth, right? Show us captured drugs, captured weapons, captured criminals, illegals. They demonize it. They demonize it because it interferes with their objective. Objective is fear. So they can get thrown enough fear into you, you think twice about carrying a firearm. We make all these little landmines, like when you carry a firearm here, we'll lock you up. You use a firearm over, and then this other area here will lock you up. And we tax you. We put restrictions on the firearm. We put restrictions on the ammunition. You have to have all these enormous background checks. And by the time we get done with all this, they want you to say, no, you don't want to carry a firearm to protect yourself. Well, they, on the other hand, override Constitution judges who try to keep criminals in jail and wait for ICE to pick them up. These judges on the other side override these judges and put these people back on the street. So now you have criminals walking amongst us, committing crime, committing murder, or child trafficking. As I said before, when Republicans and their administration of these law enforcement show drugs, weapons, they show children being freed, all these things, you never see that from the Democratic Party. Never. But they want you to believe that they are God sent. So when it comes right down to the main basic point, power, money. Every time these Democrats get caught with their hand in a cookie jar, corruption, they scream bloody murder, as I said before, right? So they put all this fear and all these antagonizing attitude to the people and telling them, look, if you're not with us, you're against us. So we'll add more taxes, we'll add more laws, like Virginia just now going through right now. Virginia's nightmare is just beginning. What most of us on blue states have been dealing with for years. California, New York, New Jersey, Vermont, Illinois, all these countries, all these states, I'm sorry. So this is nothing new here. They want more blue states. They want more sanctuary states. They don't care about people who lose their lives. Unless you're the political party, we'll make you a martyr. We'll put a monument in your name. We'll splat you all over the newspapers, their social media, their controlled media, their controlled narrative, their control everything. But what of you? What of you and your family who wants to go to a restaurant, who wants to protect yourselves? Will demonize you. Will attack your rights. Will add more laws. Before one law can be done, we add 10 more laws behind it. They hate the Supreme Court. They hate us. Because our rights hang in the balance. They believe in Sharia law. They believe in communism, which all basically goes right down to a government-controlled environment. You believe in us, we'll protect you. We'll control your finances. We'll control the way you live. You don't need to fire and protect yourselves. You don't need these rights that you think that you have, you shouldn't have. Hell, when the rest of the world doesn't have rights, why do you people in the middle of this country believe that you are entitled to rights? A man said in the United Nations building, he said, rights don't come from the Constitution or from God, it comes from the government. Why do people think this? People paid the price for it. No man, no woman is a slave to a government. Slavery was abolished. Different forms though. So they scream up and down about this crazy nonsense, the right to carry a firearm, the right to defend yourselves. Violates the G.C.E, I'm going to say government controlled environment. It violates that. They demonize us for everything we do. So they want power, influence, they want control, they will influence. They want control your child's education. They want to control your child's once checks change or not, when you have no control of your child. They want to control what kind of jobs you have. That's why they want to get rid of industry, tax industry. They want to tax the rich people. Well, rich people actually do invest. They make money, which puts jobs in order. Jobs create industry. Industry creates finances, so forth, and economy. They don't believe in that. They believe they should have control of that. So when you sit there and you're thinking about environment, the whole 9 yards, and your freedom and rights to defend, we are a threat. They don't believe that people should be extracted from this country. They believe they should have open borders. People who lost their lives in that, well, so what? Has no value to us. People, you have to understand two things here. This political party has this pipe dream that's been way back in the late 60s and was developed in the early 70s, but never actually pushed through because they were mad uproar. I'll leave you with this. You have to really sit down and understand that I'm part of the really are. Government control environment, or G.C.E, has been a pipe dream. That's what they want to do. Control everything you do, everything you read, everything you see, everything you hear. And you remove your right to defend yourselves. And ban everything. So then you take care of yourselves. Don't be afraid to train, carry a firearm, and watch all these stupid laws. And you take good care of yourself, and see you again.